I am back. Root Transfer Black and White Network. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like, comment, share. You guys know the drill. So, here we are. This is our standard operating procedure, usual Monday or Tuesday video on, of course, the total and complete Warzone / chaotic nightmare that's going on in Chicago when it comes to crime, urban warfare up there. And while urban warfare is breaking out in Mayor Brandon Johnson's city, he's busy making comments about the SCOTUS ruling involving affirmative action, LGBTQ, all of these different things. And we've got that too. It's amazing where this guy's head is at, his priorities. It's like, I don't know. I guess we got the more socialist but less gay version of Lori Lightfoot. Is that what we did? Okay. So, voted in. Y'all had a chance to get yourself out of this mess, and you still voted in a radical socialist. So, I don't know what to tell you at this point. It's sad that these people want to live under these conditions in this city, and they're not willing to vote in. Let me just keep it real. A red-ass conservative Republican in that city as a mayor that would come in there Giuliani style, just like he did with the mob in New York, and put a stop to this crap. There was a time during Giuliani and after Giuliani, believe it or not, New York had almost no crime. Almost no crime. Which is unfathomable now. Same problem up there. Eric Adams, Alvin Bragg. Chicago's shootings, 32 shot, 3 fatally in weekend gun violence across the city. Now, I came over to this article because they had updated it far as 32 people having been shot. But let's go over to the New York Times because I like a little bit more meat that they have decided to put into this into this article, particularly involving this tragedy, including a 5-year-old girl during this is July 4th weekend in Chicago. At least 3 people were killed, 27 others injured, including a 5-year-old girl and 85-year-old man. Wow. During a series of 4th of July weekend shootings across Chicago's police said. Officials recorded the first murder at the start of the holiday night on a Chicago lawn where 4 men were gathered on the 6300th block of South Artisan Avenue when a black Dodge Charger pulled up and fired at the group at 8:15 p.m., CBS 2 reported. A man, 23, was shot in the butt and killed. Guy got shot in the ass and it killed him. While 2 other men, 24 and 27, were shot in the leg and hospitalized. The oldest of the group, 58, also suffered a gunshot wound to the hip, was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center where he and the other survivors were listed in good condition. The second homicide took place late Saturday when a teen and 2 others were shot in the Archer Heights neighborhood, police said. Officials said the 3 people were standing in the street when a passing silver sedan opened fire just before 8 p.m., killing a teenager and injuring a 19-year-old man, 52-year-old woman. The final murder took place minutes later when a man was shot multiple times while walking in West Englewood at 8:31 p.m. Police said the victim, whose name and age were not made available, was quickly rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center and pronounced dead. Authorities were actively investigating fatal shootings along with a series of other incidents that plagued the Windy City. A little girl and an elderly man and at least 3 teens were wounded in gunfire. Just hours after the first homicide, police said a 16-year-old boy in West Englewood around 1:30 a.m. when he was shot in the arm after hearing gunfire break out. Question I got right there, folks, is why is a 16-year-old on the street at 1:30 a.m.? It just wouldn't have happened in my family. The boy was taken to Comer Children's Hospital where he was said to be in good condition. It remains unclear if the boy was shot by the same people who killed the third murder victim in the same neighborhood later that day. At around the same time the boy was shot in West Inglewood, gunfire broke out in River North, where a 26-year-old man suffered several gunshot wounds. He was listed in critical condition at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. By 2:45 a.m., two teenage boys, 15 and 16, were hit in a drive-by shooting in Inglewood. Why are all the cops not down there, for crying out loud? Wow. The boys were rushed to area hospitals where they were listed in good condition. The gunfire continued into Saturday morning. An 85-year-old man was shot during an attempted robbery in Chatham. Then, just after 6:30 p.m., police said a male and a 5-year-old girl were shot in Lawndale neighborhood when the child was grazed in the foot by a bullet. Both victims were listed in good condition. Good God. During last year's holiday weekend, the city saw 30 shooting victims, including 8 who were fatally wounded. So as of right now, you've had less killed, but as I showed with this ABC article, they updated to 32 people. So, yeah, no improvement. Different mayor, same story. I'm not sure that surprises anybody at this point. I mean, let's be honest. So we got J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson on Friday releasing statements denouncing the recent ruling by the United States Supreme Court that sided with Colorado-based Christian wedding website designer who refused to work with a same-sex couple. Today's Supreme Court decision allows LGBTQ plus discrimination to pervade under the guise of free speech, Pritzker said in a statement. Well, look, I'm going to keep it real. If I'm a business owner, I want to be able to serve who the hell I want to serve, just to be honest with you. Right? I mean, no shoes, no shirt, whatever. I don't care what the case is. If it's my business, I want to pick and choose who I'm going to service. And to be honest with you, when I owned a business and I had a service business, you bet your ass there were jobs I passed on. I mean, no doubt, for various reasons. This decision weaponizes religious freedom as a boon for bigotry, and in doing so puts the burden on millions of Americans who fought for their right to love and live as they are. Look, if you want to be a same-sex couple, that's great. That's no problem. I still don't understand trying to tell a business what it is they should have to do and for whom they should have to serve. And look, this it's a Christian wedding website designer. I mean, what does that tell you? Why are you even going to them? If they're staunch in their religious beliefs, of course they're not going to do this. You know, LGBTQ Americans deserve the same protections and rights as everyone else. So, in other words, if this person advertises their Christian as a Christian website designer in business, you would have thought maybe you would have picked somebody else to go to for, I guess, your website design. I mean, that sounds like to me that the couple were trying to make this an issue, maybe. Trying to make the Christian website designer uncomfortable. Trying to see this legally pursued in some manner. Make no mistake, in Illinois, I promise we will continue the fight to ensure you are respected and safe no matter who you love. So, that gets down to Brandon Johnson, who's obviously worried about all kinds of things except what he should be worried about. Johnson released a similar statement saying the ruling opens the door to extremely dangerous precedent. Our country should not and cannot further discriminate against and limit the freedom of our LGBTQ plus communities at a time when their rights are already severely under attack. Under attack by who? Who are the people under attack? Who's being attacked here? We're seeing people walk the streets talking about we're coming for your children. Question mark? Who's the ones under attack? The statement continued, like yesterday's ruling to end affirmative action, here we go, This will only further discriminate and divide us. So it's okay to discriminate against other folks as long as it's not discrimination against blacks. Is kind of what a lot of the leftists have come out with lately, by the way. I just gave you the unabridged, non-bullshit version of it, right? So I call upon all institutional leaders and stakeholders to continue protecting these rights and practices in the city of Chicago. Pritzker on Thursday also released a statement to end decades-long affirmative action policies, calling the ruling a travesty. So to hell with Asians, right, J.B. Pritzker? If you're Asian in Illinois, you might as well move out. Affirmative action emission practices were a critical step towards creating educational environments that are representative of our diverse nation while righting the wrongs of the past. This decision only sets us back. That's about all of that bullshit that I can stomach from these two. But you get the point, right? I mean, warfare is going on in Chicago right now. A 5-year-old girl gets shot, and they're worried about a same-sex couple being a ruling somewhere else involving a website designer, a Christian website designer. So it's okay to just let the LGBTQ plus can have their rights and their preferences, but the Christian website designer's got to push his belief set or her belief set aside for you? How is that any more fair exactly? I mean, really? Come on. That's and I wondered, did the Christian website designer, I mean, was it a situation where they were like, nah, don't want to do it, blah, 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 this is why? Or did they just turn the job down and it was made an issue? Inquiring minds would love, and I have not looked at this case, so I don't know. But my point is, once again, your Democratic leadership in the Illinois and in Chicago, they're worried about all kinds of things other than 32 people getting shot and 3 being dead as a damn doornail. You get my point that I'm trying to make right now. You got bigger fish to fry like it's a war zone. It's a mass damn shooting every weekend. Are you busy, again, in a war room, in a launching task force, headed up by the police? Are you double funding the police? Are you giving them every piece of manpower, equipment, whatever you need to do to stop this violence? No, you're not worried about that. You're worried about virtue signaling and making sure all the tambourine players are happy. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network supporters. I mean, it shouldn't surprise us that Illinois got their head up their ass. You know the sad part about this, and I've said it before, Illinois is only blue in about like 5 or 6 counties up there. Everything else is Trump. All those people in the rural communities have to deal with those damn Democratic policies. I'm shocked anybody stays. I really am. I'd be like, fuck it, I'm gone. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to Florida. Wow. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network supporters. Yeah, I cussed a little bit. It'll be all right. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.